Okay, what's up guys? An astronomy video here, and today I am going to tell you of how we have lost our ways with the stars, because before calendars, compasses, watches, clocks, we just used to use our visual sensory information of looking upon the heavens to help us navigate our ways from north, east, west, south, etc., etc. So, and obviously with astronomy, there's astrology, so a lot of spirituality and occultism comes out of it, which led into the furthering of science, because all science comes from ancient folklore and religion, so we must respect religion's contribute to science. Religion is not anti-science. Religion is actually primordial science of people trying to explain how the world worked around them from the ancient knowledge they had at the time. So please don't bash religion, because religion in itself is just ancient science. Okay, so how have we lost our ability with the stars? Okay, and how do we navigate with the stars? Well, let me talk about Stonehenge, because yes, here in the UK we have our own pyramids of Giza in the south of England called Stonehenge. And of course there's lots of conspiracies about it, but it is clearly a sundial. The way it's made, look it up, it's a calendar. It's made into a wheel, you know, the sun sort of hits, just like the pyramids, they all seem to align to enlightenment, and the light hits at specific points to mark a season, or a year, or so on and so on. So you get the drift, so research it yourself, I'm not going to bother explaining it. So, obviously, from what we know is we know astronomy first from the Arabs, and why the Arabs is because in the desert everything is flat and there are no clouds because it doesn't rain, so there's no condensation, so it's flat, the sky is clear, and you can see the stars a lot better. Plus, in the east, you travel at night and sleep at day because the sun is so overbearing and hot that it causes you to go tired. So a lot of them sleep at the daytime, weirdly enough, and they go out and they walk and explore at night time. And this is obviously all during the times of the Silk Road, when the Arab caravans would travel from China all the way to Venice in Europe, all of which are just huge desert in between, and they had to use the stars to help navigate them. And how did they do that? How does one do that? Well, it's actually pretty easy if you think about it. So, not that I'm saying that astronomy is an Arab invention. I will further talk about the European further advancement of it later on, but just listen for now. So basically, we know the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So if you want to go to the west, and noon is at midpoint, okay? So if you want to go west, wait till the sun is at noon, at the highest point, in the middle in the middle of the sky, and then follow it westward, and you're going west. If you want to go east, then obviously go in the opposite direction. Or if you could just sleep and wait till the sun rises and see the sun's rising, which suggests that the sun's in an eastern position, so go that way. And obviously we know in the northern hemisphere, the sun and the moon show in the south because of the Earth's rotational tilt. Because the sun and the moon shine directly at the equator, and we are north of the equator, so the sun and the Earth are all the sun and the moon will always be south. So the opposite direction is north. And following the directions of the sun and the moon is obviously east and west, with sunset and sunrise. And the moon also follows the same principle. Rises in the east, sets in the west. So simple there, right? However, if you're travelling at night time, the moon doesn't always show up because of clouds, because of the moon's a lot slower at moving around the Earth, so sometimes it's in the other side of the globe before it reaches your side of the globe. That's why the moon shows up in sort of a crescent, and a bigger crescent, and half moon, and full moon, and then it sort of disappears to vanish for a wee while to sort of come back at the same time. That's the same way that people are sort of told the dates back in those days. So the moon wasn't always reliable, so they would use the northern star. So why is the northern star so important? Because the northern star is right above your head. It shines right above your head. I can't remember the name of the northern star, but it's right above your head, like a light bulb. And it's always there. The reason we don't use other stars is because, like the moon and the sun, the stars are always moving in a 360-degree angle, so you can't follow one star. But the northern star doesn't move. It's right at the top. It acts as a light bulb, and all of the other stars go around it, kind of like this galactic universe that we can see. So, now I will talk about the more European side to this. Obviously, 1548, the Muslims take over Constantinople, Istanbul today. They control all the camel caravans, which control everything from silk, cinnamon, rum, tea, honey, all of the products. Europe's about to go bankrupt in trade, so they have to venture out to India but discover America by mistake, and then they had to learn the lessons of astronomical navigation, because they were using maritime based travel, unlike the Arabs who were using the camel caravan. And once again, like the desert, when you're in the ocean, everything's clear, everything's flat, and there are no clouds. So they used the same strategy, the northern star. So the northern star. How does one guide themselves using the northern star? Well, they would use this strategy of they would use their finger, and they would direct it at the northern star. And in a boat, or if they were walking, if it was an Arab caravan, if the northern star appeared higher, they were going north. and if they were going away from the northern star south, and it appeared lower, you were going south. So it's a bit like when you look at a tall building and you go really close up to it and you look at the top of it and it seems higher, and higher means closer, while you walk away from that building and then you look at the top and it seems smaller and it doesn't seem as big as it is. And that's just a strategy they used. So that's how they knew how they were going north and south. And if the moon was there, once again, not only can they use the north and south advantage, but they can use the east and west advantage at night time. And obviously the fact that the stars also rise from the east to the west, so they could use the constellations like the Big Dipper, watch it move from one side of the horizon to the other side of the horizon. So using astronomy as a form of navigation was actually extremely simple and extremely easy. So yeah, but because of all these compasses and GPS and Google Maps, we've now sort of lost our ways and our directions with the stars. Plus, I forgot to mention, so when the Romans built their empire and they negotiated with the Arabs and the Arabs told them how they travelled, the Romans were all silly Arabs, because in Europe, there's clouds, hills, snow, rough terrain, all that type of thing. You can't use the sky. So they used mileage and they used road signs. So the Arab caravans lost their ability to do that, and it became more sort of like road based. However, after the Roman Empire collapsed, which was a European force by the way, the Europeans had to go back to learning the old Arab astronomy, which the Arabs had forgotten. So a bit of history there. So yeah, and try it yourself. Like use your light bulb and use your finger, and then go towards the light bulb in your room and go towards it. And if the light bulb goes higher and you're looking up it, you're going north. And if you're walking away from the light bulb and it seems lower, you are going south. So yeah, that's just a little interesting video I made. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it was quite informative. See you in the next one. Peace.